Good, better, best. Poor, poorer, poorest. Much, more, most. Happy, happier, happiest. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Rich, richer, richest. Fast, faster, fastest. Understand, students? After that, let's go to the number, singular number and plural number. Shoemaker, shoemakers. House, houses. Forest, forests. Elf, elf. Wife, wives. Pair, pairs. Shoe, shoes. Money, money. Cloth, clothes. Coat, coats. Curtain, curtains. Clock, clocks. Hammer, hammers. Today we are going to begin the lesson second, the shoemaker and the elves. Before going to begin the lesson, to explain the lesson, let's know the word meaning. Elves, a little fairy like creature with pointed ear. Second one is wood, means forest. Third one, store. Store means to keep something or a supply of something for future use. Fourth one is edge, means the place where something, spatially a surface, ends. Fifth one is perfect, without fault or defect. Sixth one is stitched, means to sew. Then seventh, surprised, means wonder. And the last one is excellent. Excellent means of very high quality. Okay, so we know the word meanings. Now let's go to the lesson. Lesson number 2, the shoemaker and the elves. This is the story of a shoemaker and the elves. This is a very nice story. Let's try to understand. Once there was a very poor shoemaker. He and his wife lived in a little house on the edge of a wood. So here, once upon a time, there was a very poor shoemaker. Shoemaker and his wife lived in a little house on the edge of a forest. There were not many people who would buy shoes from the shoemaker, and there were no many people who could buy the shoes from the shoemaker because the shoemaker was living in a little house on the edge of a wood. Okay, each day his store of leather became less and less. He did not have money to buy more leather, and every day his store of leather became less and less. So he did not have enough money to buy leather to make the shoes. Day by day, the shoemaker and his wife grew poorer, and he was not having enough leather to make this shoes and to get money. So he was getting poorer and poorer. At last, there was leather for only one pair of shoes. The shoemaker cut out the last pair of shoes. He said to his wife, "Tomorrow I will sew them." At the last, he was having only one pair of shoes leather, and the shoemaker cut out the last pair of shoes, and he said to his wife, "Tomorrow he is going to sew the shoes." So students, what happened next day? Let's go through the paragraph. Next morning, the shoemaker got up and went into his shop. He was surprised at what he saw. So next morning he get up and went to his shop as usual, and when he entered in his shop, so he was surprised what he has seen in the shop. So what was the surprise? Let's go. There he saw a pair of shoes. He had never seen a better pair of shoes. So what did he see? He saw a better pair of shoes. uh, which kind of shoes he had seen never before. Okay, so that's why he was surprised. In place of leather, there was a pair of shoes. Okay, now let's see. The shoes were perfect, the stitches were fine, they were so very well made that they were sold at once. So now see, here is talking about the quality of shoes. So shoes were perfectly made, stitches were very fine, and it was very well. So if this shoemaker sell that shoes, so it will give good money. Okay, and once he sold that shoes, now he got the enough money from that shoes. Okay, the shoemaker went to the market with money. He bought leather for 2 pair of shoes. Now he was having a 1 pair of shoes. He sold both and he got the good money. So from that money he bought leather for 2 pair of shoes. The shoemaker cut out the 2 pairs of shoes and said to his wife, "Tomorrow I will sew them." So here the shoemaker cut out the leather and said to his wife, "Tomorrow he is going to sew them." So as he did before, he cut out a leather and said to his wife, "Tomorrow he is going to sew." Then the next day he saw a better pair of shoes. So here the shoemaker is cut out the 2 pairs of shoes and said to his wife, "Tomorrow he is going to sew." Let's go to the next paragraph. Next day, when the shoemaker went into his shop, he was again surprised to see 2 pairs of shoes beautifully finished. So next day, the shoemaker went to his shop and he saw the 2 pairs of shoes. So he was surprised because the shoes were very beautifully made and it was nice. So that's why he was surprised. The shoes were very well made with very fine stitches. He was surprised. He showed them to his wife, who was also surprised to see such fine pair of shoes. And the shoemaker, so when his wife saw the pair of shoes, so she was also surprised to see the 2 pairs of shoes, because 2 pair of shoes were have the very fine stitches and very well made. Then she said, "These shoes are very fine and the stitches are excellent. They will bring good money." After looking that 2 pairs of shoes, she said that these shoes are very nice, stitches were very fine, these good money. Okay, so the next paragraphs we are going to talk about in next video. Okay.